cars driving by in a busy area, very popular hiking trail area and mountain biking trail. So there's a roadway right over there. Mount Rose Highway is back that way. There's a parking area right by me. You might actually recognize this area because I've been out here a handful of times. There's like 2 or 3 of my videos where I've been out here. The one when I went up to Church Pond with my buddy Tom, and then when I was out here back in January, February, testing out my backpack, my new backpack when I got my Kelty. I was out here when the place was covered in snow. We were out here mobbing around and checking the place out and everything else. So it's a pretty popular spot. I always enjoy it. It's fun. I came out, checked out the Mount Rose Wilderness boundary line, figure out if there's like, you can hike like 1.5 miles, 2 miles or so in, and you're in Mount Rose Wilderness where you can do some dispersed camping. So we came out here to do that, and it's right around 5 o'clock. So we've been hiking since about noon. Did about 7 or 8 miles, close to just exploring different areas. There's so many trails out here, just all different. They all tie in. The dry pond one that we've done, that you've seen on the channel, it's directly that direction, and it's not too far from here, and it ties into another trail system, and it loops all the way around. The other one that I've done on my day hike videos, so that one's not too far from here, and it makes one giant circle. So, and by the way, if you were just here for the views of the mountains and the river and everything, you can go ahead and scroll past all this because I'm going to be talking for a little bit. But if you don't want to listen to me talk, you can go ahead and stop the video now. Just warning you. So I just wanted to come out here and do a little hiking and, you know, test out some gear and have some lunch. And I kind of have a different schedule. I have a different schedule right now to where I have like Wednesdays off, and I'm off Saturday, Sundays as well. So wanted to get out and spend the day, and it's beautiful 80 degrees out here, just perfect weather. So I can come out here, get out of the woods, and come play up here and mob around for a little bit and check out some trails and explore a little bit. I love it out here. Very fun area. So lots to do, lots of places to check out. I was going to stop and have a bite to eat up at a pond up there, but there was a couple people fishing. I didn't want to bother them with talking and everything else. So I just figure I'm only like 100 feet from the car off in that direction. So yeah, so I just wanted to touch base with you guys and let you guys know that I was still around, and got a lot of big plans for this summer, and plan on getting back on the Tahoe Rim Trail here in the next couple of weeks, next week or two hopefully. Been doing some camping, did a winter camping trip a few weekends ago with some buddies. I didn't record that one. Went out camping with the girlfriend and the kid and a few other people at Pyramid Lake this last weekend. I took the dogs out there and everything else. So yeah, just been busy doing stuff like that, and just been busy working the new schedule and trying to work as much as possible and then get ready for summertime. And we're trying to book all our campgrounds and stuff. So it's, you know, it's gonna be a busy summer, but a fun one. Hopefully, if, you know, it's not like last year where they had all the trails, campgrounds, everything closed from here in California from like September to October. We couldn't go out, go hiking. I mean, you could probably still hike. I mean, with the combination of COVID and the whole fires and everything else, like, you weren't even hardly able to go anywhere. Like, we couldn't even use our cooking canisters for backpacking, like, to cook meals. So it's like, what's the point? And they had a lot of areas closed down, and I mean, they were pulling people off the PCT just with all the big fires that we're going through. So I'm hoping this year doesn't get as bad, but we got less winter this year than we did last year, so only time will tell. So we're going to try to play it by ear, and I'm going to hopefully get on the trail early this year and get to backpacking and do some fun overnighters and whatnot. So I got some ideas where I kind of want to put out a video, try to do a video like every Wednesday, like put out a video every Wednesday, at least every other Wednesday, or as often as I can. My goal will be putting out videos on like a Wednesday of the week. So just with my schedule and the flexibility and being able to take time off and doing trips from like a Thursday to Saturday or Thursday to Sunday, and then, you know, having time to edit and everything else. So, but yeah, just got a lot of things planned now that summer's here. You know, summer's on the way, and, you know, gonna be testing out a lot of new gear. And I know I keep talking about wanting new gear videos for the channel, but honestly, I've just come to the terms I'm just not really good at, like, I'm not one of those people that just want this channel to be all about gear. Like, I could sit there and do gear review videos every day of the week, for months and talk about everything I own. But, it it's just, I would rather come out and do videos like this and then, you know, show you guys the areas that I get out to and explore. I mean, there's gonna be times I'll probably do a gear video. I'll talk about gear on certain videos if it's relevant to what I'm doing, but I just can't sit there, you know, in a room at the house or even in the backyard or whatever. You know, there might be trips that I go on, well, I might talk about a piece of gear a little longer than other pieces of gear, because, you know, there's a lot of channels out there that do that. That's all they do. They just talk about gear. They don't even test out the gear. They don't even use it. They just get the specs off the internet, and then they give you that, and they cram it down your throat and tell you to go to Amazon or whatever website and buy it so they can get money off of it. So, and that's not what my channel is about. I'm not sponsored. I'm not looking for sponsors. If there ever comes a time where a company wants to send me free stuff for me to test out, if I get that popular, sure, why not? But I don't expect this to be like a career thing for me. I mean, I work, I, you know, make my money, and I prefer doing it that way. So I like to keep the channel just about exploring the area and helping people, point people in the right direction if they have questions. And if people want to ask something, you know, I'm not against helping and giving information if, you know, you guys are curious about what gear I use, you know. And I'm sure I'll go over my gear loadout for the summertime at some point here soon, or I'll talk about it on a backpacking video when I'm actually out. One piece of gear that I am that I am testing out and using right now, that I have for this year, for like navigation and stuff, is the new Garmin Instinct watch. It's freaking awesome. It has GPS capabilities, satellite, all that stuff, so I can navigate my maps. I picked this up a few weeks ago, been using it for a little bit. It's absolutely awesome. So it gives me all my navigational points, altitude, longitude, latitude, elevation, all that stuff on here. I can track all my maps. It has a compass on it, tracks heart, you know, has all the specs that like your typical, so like, yeah, see, has a compass, shows which direction I'm going. I don't know if you guys can see that quite well, but yeah. So this was definitely a great investment. Works well, battery life runs forever. I think I've only charged this thing and I've used it probably a handful of times and used it for multiple days, and it's still almost got a full battery life, and I charged it when I got it and that was it. So, but when it comes to gear, it's just, you know, I can point people in the right direction, but it's just all about getting out and find out what works for you. You can go and spend $500 on a tent, go out camping, still have a good trip or a miserable trip. You can go spend $50 on a, you know, there's certain pieces of gear that are gonna make or break the trip, honestly. Like if you have a crappy sleeping pad or a sleeping bag, and if you get too cold, when I was saying, you can go and spend $50 on a tent and still have a good trip or a bad trip. My first tent was barely $80. Now I have, you know, and I have different tents. You guys see my videos. I have anywhere from I have a trekking pole tent that weighs barely 2 pounds. I have one tent, my 2-person tent, that, you know, I use more than most on a handful of trips. My Kelty one, or my Alps Mountaineering tent, my 2-person, that weighs like 5, almost 6 pounds. I'm not, as you guys have gathered from my videos, I'm not an ultralight. You know, I have things that are considered ultralight backpacking gear, but I like to be comfortable. I enjoy being comfortable at camp versus, you know, a little bit of sacrifice on the trail, especially if I'm only doing weekend trips. If I'm doing longer trips, then that's a whole, you know, I have gear for every occasion, every kind of trip, every environment, every, you know, if I was doing a long through hike, yeah, probably want to narrow down my gear. But if I'm doing a weekend 2-3 night trip, I've packed in well over 50 pounds on a trip, you know. And then I've done winter camping where I've probably had over 100 pounds total combined with a sled and my pack. So with my stove and my hot tent weighing close to probably 30 pounds between just the two of those items, and then my big sleeping bag, and then everything else that I bring. So for me, it's, you know, you pick the gear and you got to figure out what works for you. You're going to change things up. So all in all, I don't want this channel to become just all about gear. I want to bring you guys out and show you places like this where I get out and hang out and, you know, do trips and things like that. So, but I definitely appreciate you guys following along. We're only a handful of subscribers away from 100, which is pretty awesome. I actually didn't ever think it would get that many subscribers, but I'm definitely stoked. It's pretty awesome. So again, I more than appreciate and thankful for all the support and everything, all the comments. You know, if you guys follow me along on Instagram on Outdoor Tigger, where I post a lot of my photography, I do trip planning, things like that on there. Kind of gives you a heads up on where I'm going to be at and what I'm doing. I post on there pretty much all the time, as often as I can whenever I'm out doing photography or just something simple, hanging out at home with the dogs or whatever. So if you guys want updates on my trips and things like that. So there's a busy trail area right there. Busy trail system right there with the parking lot and all that stuff. So lots of people out here hiking today, mountain biking, all that stuff. So really hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will hopefully see you guys soon. I hope to get out in the next week or two to do an outdoor adventure, try and get out as often as possible. But yeah, I will hopefully see you guys again very soon. Until then, happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there, and hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.